I remember the night we first brought her into our home. It was supposed to be temporary, just a few evenings, while my wife and I adjusted to our new schedules. Work had shifted into something relentless, and we needed someone trustworthy to watch our little boy. Her name was Claire. She looked normal enough. Early 20s, plain face, soft smile that felt rehearsed but harmless. She came recommended by a family friend, which was enough for us at the time. Looking back, I wish I had paid more attention to the way her eyes didn't quite reflect the light right, like they were too deep, too dark, a shade just off from the rest of the world. The first week was uneventful. She watched cartoons with our son, helped him with dinner, tucked him into bed. She hummed while she moved around the house, an oddly tuneless thing that never seemed to repeat. Not a melody, not even a rhythm, just sound. When we came home, she would always be sitting in the living room chair, facing the hallway, her hands folded neatly on her lap, waiting, always waiting. She never scrolled on her phone, never flipped through channels, just sitting, watching. By the second week, little things started to bother me. The first was the bathroom mirror. After her second night, I noticed a smudge on the glass, a handprint, too high for our son, too small for mine. At first, I thought it was nothing. People touch mirrors all the time, but when I wiped it away, it came back. Not immediately. Hours later, when I returned, the same handprint pressed against the glass from the inside. I didn't mention it to my wife. I told myself I was imagining things. Stress, exhaustion, a trick of the light. But then our son started talking about her. He'd ask questions we couldn't answer. Why does Claire sleep in the bathroom? She doesn't, I'd insist. She goes home at night, but he'd shake his head, insistent. No, she stands in the bathroom. She looks at herself in the mirror and smiles. When I confronted Claire about it, she only tilted her head, lips curling into that strange, almost smile she always wore. Children see more than adults, she said softly, like it was supposed to comfort me. It didn't. Weeks passed, and something shifted. She stopped leaving. At first it was subtle. One night we came home late and found her still in the hallway chair as usual. We thanked her, paid her, expected her to get up, but she didn't. She just stayed sitting there, hands folded. My wife asked if she was all right. I'm fine, she replied, voice level, calm. This is where I belong. The next morning, she was still there. We left for work, dropped our son at school, and when we returned, she hadn't moved. That night, I told her directly that she had to leave. Her eyes flickered, just for a second, like something alive moved beneath them. She stood, slowly, every bone in her body cracking like old wood, and she walked down the hallway, into the bathroom. I followed. She stood before the mirror, staring at her reflection, and then, without turning to look at me, she spoke. It's easier if I stay here. And then she stepped forward, into the glass. I thought I'd gone insane, thought maybe I'd blinked wrong, or fainted, or dreamed, but the mirror rippled, swallowed her, and then it was just me, my face, my wide eyes, staring back in horror. I didn't tell my wife. How could I? Instead, I told myself she'd finally gone home, finally left us alone. I wanted to believe it. I needed to. But our son ruined that illusion the next day at breakfast. Claire told me not to look in the mirror too long, he said, between bites of cereal. My spoon froze. When did she tell you that? He shrugged. Last night, from the bathroom, she said she can see us better when we stand close. Every night after that, I heard her. Not clearly, not words, but sounds. The same tuneless humming she'd made before, except now it came muffled through the bathroom door, vibrating through the mirror. Sometimes late at night, I'd catch movement in the glass. Not mine, not my wife's. Something pale, standing just behind the reflection, smiling. The house began to change. Shadows clung to corners. Doors warped in their frames. And the bathroom mirror, God, the mirror, stopped reflecting correctly. I'd stand there brushing my teeth, and my reflection would lag behind, like it was waiting to move until I wasn't looking directly at it. Sometimes there were extra shapes in the background. A shoulder, a hand, a face leaning just out of frame, always grinning. I tried to take the mirror down. I unbolted it from the wall, pried it loose. But behind it wasn't drywall or studs. It was black, endless black, and in that black, pale fingers pressed forward, stretching the surface like skin. I slammed the mirror back into place, bolted it in, and pretended it wasn't happening. But it didn't matter. She had made her place here, the babysitter who refused to leave. Now, she lived behind the glass, always watching, always waiting. Our son began waking at night, crying. He said she called for him, that she wanted him to join her. My wife and I stopped using that bathroom, locked the door, pretended it didn't exist. But every night, the humming grew louder. The sound of someone brushing hair, whispering, breathing, and then came the scratching. From the inside, long, deliberate strokes, like nails dragging against the glass, testing for weakness. I don't know how much longer we can keep her contained. I don't know how much longer the mirror will hold. But I've stopped looking, stopped brushing my teeth in there, stopped washing my hands. Because sometimes, when I forget, when I get too close, my reflection smiles without me. And behind me, just at the edge of the glass, she's standing, pale, patient, waiting for me to step close enough for her to reach through.